Hello, welcome to the Craft House Magic Set of tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how I wash my socks. So these are a freshly knitted pair of socks. This is the V for Valentine pattern that I've just published on Ravelry. If you want to download it, it's available for free. And I want to wash these and block these so that they look all nice and neat. And this is something that I'd do if I was gift knitting as well. I'd also wash my socks in the same way if I just wanted to wash them for every day. I just wouldn't end up blocking them all the time. So first thing you need to do is fill your sink with some sort of hand warm water, not too hot, because obviously the heat will melt your socks if you're not careful. So I'm filling that up with some warm water. Now, as I'm only going to do one pair today, I don't need too much water, so that's probably enough there. There are several products that I like to use. So the thing that I tend to use an awful lot, because it's nice and cheap, is this Tesco hand wash. So this is available from most sort of supermarkets really. It's basically a gentle non-biological washing liquid that's suitable for hand washing of delicate fabrics. So yarn or silks, for example. You can also use products like Eucalan, which you don't have to actually rinse out, but in order to wash my socks I tend to use products that you need to rinse out because they tend to get a little bit more dirty. This is ideal for things like shawls and that. There is also these solid soap bars that I also use for hand washing things, but today I'm going to use the normal hand wash liquid. It's the thing I use most often. So I've tipped a little bit into the water, and I'm going to agitate the water in a bit to mix it up. There we go, we can see some bubbles forming, and then you need to just press your socks into the water. So I tend to wash a batch of socks every week. Adam wears them every day, so I've got 7 pairs of socks in here, and I'll just push them gently under the water and leave them to soak for about 15 to 20 minutes so that they get a good sort of soak in the detergent. So they've been soaking in the water for about 15 minutes now, and what I do is just gently take them out and give them a bit of a squeeze, and to put them one side while I do the other one. I'll run the water out of the sink, and then I need to give them a bit of a rinse. If you're using things like Eucalan, like I said, you don't need to rinse that if you're just doing something that's not actually dirty before you've washed it. You're just doing the washing to sort of block the garment. You don't need to rinse it out. So I'm just rinsing some of the soap suds out the sink. And again, I'm just making sure the water isn't too hot when you're going to be rinsing your socks with. You may find if you've got very dirty socks that using a solid soap like this and then rubbing them into the bottom of the sock just gently and then leaving that to soak will get out stains better. But just for everyday wear, I normally find that this hand wash liquid is fine. So I'll put those in the water, and I'll just squeeze them out, put them in the water again, squeeze them out, and just do that a few times just to rinse the detergent out of the socks. It's not a good idea to use softener on your knitted garments because the softener reacts with the wool yarn and actually makes the material feel slightly crispy for some reason. I don't understand the science behind this, but apparently this is the case. I actually tried it myself. I knitted a featherweight cardigan where I did end up putting some softener in, and it definitely comes out slightly crispy. So there we are. We've got our rinsed out socks. I'm going to run the water out, and then we need to sort of semi-dry them for the next step. So now I have my socks and they're quite wet and I don't want to wring them out because it can stretch your stitches. But what I like to do is lay them out on a tea towel and roll them in a tea towel and give them a squeeze, and this gets rid of some excess moisture before you then put them on the sock blockers. This is what I do with shawls as well to get the moisture out of it. Just roll them up in a tea towel or a towel, and you can see that, I don't know if you'll be, oh you will, you can see it on the camera that there's quite a lot of moisture then gone into the towel, and then your socks are ready for blocking. So I have some Bryson sock blockers, and I really like these because they're a wireframe, there's lots of room for the air to move, and I think that socks dry quicker with these. So I shall pop those on the sock blockers. If you don't have sock blockers, you can pin them out onto a towel or some blocking mats if you've got them, and then they can be left to dry, hang up on the radiator or outside on the line, and I think it just makes them neater, especially if you're gift knitting. It comes out lovely. So there we go. These actually are my medium-sized sock blockers. I do have some larger ones which I think will work better for these socks, but they've got some other socks on at the moment. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I washed and block my socks, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!